Hi. So I have some little toys to open while I talk about our subject today. Target has been having like a 50% off toy sale, which is really bad for me. It has me buying these little bitches back here. But also I have the little baby Lalaloopsies of the cloud friends, whatever. And so I got the mini ones for them to hold. You don't care. You just want to hear me talk about Stranger Things, but I just want to disclose that I will be unboxing these while I speak for the first portion of this video. So in that Stranger Things Volume 1 video, watch that first before this one, because I will talk about all my feelings about Volume 1 in that video, and not in this one. I watched episode 4 and 7 in the video. While I'm filming this one, I have already seen the 2 episodes of Volume 2, so 8 and 9, so this is not going to be a reaction, this is just going to be a little talky review, like I did for the rest of the episodes in that Volume 1 video. I watched Volume 2 the Friday it dropped. I made my boyfriend watch it. He, did not want to watch it. He, did not care for Volume 1, so he was like, eh, and I was like, no, we're watching the 4 Hour Spectacle, that is Volume 2, because I really liked Volume 1. Famous last words. Spoiler alert, I thought Volume 2 was very bad. So we're paying homage to the title of my trailer video. We're coming full circle here and discussing why I thought Stranger Things Volume 2 was bad. Oh, it's to connect the box, because they turn into, little play set. How cute is that? Okay, she's got bushes. My biggest takeaway from Volume 2 is that it was a waste of my time. So, you know what I said in the first part where I was like, wow, I really like these longer episodes. I'm glad we're doing this. I think I felt like I was watching Volume 2 for 17 hours, and yet nothing happened, okay? She's got symbols. She's got a cat. Little guitar and a microphone. Damn, she's all jazzed up. Look at her. Oh, she's cute. Okay, I don't know how to coherently review things without going the Amandab style, which is just going through every character and talking about their storylines. That's how I in my brain organize thoughts about shows and things. I am a Jopper warrior. I'm so sorry. Even me in my nearly 22 years of age have been watching this show since I was 16 years old, and I am still a Jopper warrior. I'm still a Jopper shipper, if you will. I have been rooting for them since day one, and I will not lie and say I didn't scream when they kissed, because I did. So yeah, that was wonderful. I love that they're finally together, but I do appreciate the time that it took for them to get together. I think that makes them even more wonderful. I love that they're now just a perfect little family now. She adopted his kid when he died, so her kids are the kids are already acquainted. Mom and dad are home. Let's fucking go. We are that little suburban Californian family thriving. Amazing. I sobbed like a motherfucking baby when Hopper and Elle reunited. I was on a high of just making fun of Volume 2. I was having the time of my life being this is really stupid. I am laughing at everything that's happening. And then Hopper and Elle reunited, and I literally burst into tears, and my boyfriend thought I was fucking insane. So, I'm sorry. They really do it for me. That little found family, father-daughter relationship really does it for me. I wept. Just tears streaming. So I loved that whole little scene with Hopper. I liked his little reconciliation with Mike, and I'm ready to see them be that family. They're so cool. Wait, really? They gave Miss Girl a harp and she can't even hold it? For what? I mean, I guess she has this little bag that she also can't hold. And this cotton candy she can't hold. And this dog. Hey, Queen. Hey, Queen. Twins. Wait, where's her halo? Why doesn't she have a halo? She gets wings. That's kind of rude. Sorry, girly. Her name is Gremlin Queen. That's what I named her. I saw a tweet that said that if Argyle was, because people be hating on Argyle on Twitter, which, like, neutral, but somebody said that if he was a conventionally attractive white man, the Stranger Things girlies would be all over him and he would be a fan favorite. And I really have not stopped thinking about that, because it's true. Y'all are embarrassing yourselves. You're still out here being like, yeah, Billy was racist, but he's hot. That's so, babes, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. I don't know. Argyle's kind of a vibe. Like, I laughed at his jokes. Sue me. I did. I thought him being like, yo, let's go to the fucking pizza restaurant and use the pizza freezer as a hydro tank. Like, listen. No one else thought of that. No one else had any ideas. No one had any solutions. Argyle presented solutions. And for that, we applaud him. I'm so sorry. Like, did you think of that? No. They were like, oh, we need salt. He's like, I got you, babes. Listen. Don't shame an innovator. Don't shame a problem solver. Will. Y'all, there's, like, so much to speak about Will and, like, all that's been happening behind the scenes. I did not see much of it because I was not, you know, like, in the fandom before, like, after season 3, so I, like, wasn't really seeing all the press and stuff about season 4. But, like, I did see some clips where, like, they straight up said, like, Will's sexuality was gonna be addressed in season 4. And while I do understand that, like, that scene of him and Jonathan was a coming out scene, right? And he had that little bit with Mike. I understand that, right? Like, I, as a viewer who, like, knows Will is gay, like, I understand what that's trying to say. But but I'm so sick and tired of y'all being like, it's the 80s! It's the 80s! It's the and then you make excuses for Billy's racism. Being like, oh, but it's the 80s. Like, you can't have both. You can't have both. So, like, while him and his little scene with Jonathan was one of my favorites. I just loved that, like, Jonathan kind of, like, got what was going on and was just like, just so you know, like, I will love you no matter what. I thought that was so sweet, and, like, very on brand for Jonathan. I thought Jonathan really came around in volume 2, because in volume 1, no. Like, I'm sorry, getting high on this, like, very important mission, like, Jonathan would not do anything to put Will in danger. Like, I really stand by that, and I thought that was very out of character for him. So I'm glad that he had his head on straight, for volume 2, whatever. Mike is literally as dense as a fucking, I don't know, what's dense? A brick. He is, like, the most useless son of a bitch I have ever encountered in my life. Oh my god, like, he's gonna no homo him so hard, if he even understands. Like, Will could be like, I'm gay and in love with you. He'd be like, as a friend? He, like, literally, like, there's nothing behind those eyes. Also, literally, should be ashamed of himself. He, like, when he was to, like, wake up Elle from her little Vecna coma, and he was like, oh, my life started the day I met you, the day Will disappeared? You said that to his face? I thought we're friends was like, bad enough. When he was like, we're friends, and was like, well, we used to be best friends. Period. Embarrassing. I thought that was bad. You straight up, this motherfucker, who in season 2 was like, the best decision I ever made was becoming your best friend. Now he's like, my life started the day I saw Elle in the woods. The day my best friend disappeared. Like, the day my best friend began going through years of emotional and physical trauma. That was the day my life began, babes. Get him out of here. Pathetic bitch. Oh my god. So, we're the little Hawkins squad. Okay. Let's get Sir Eddie out of the way. Y'all really, oh my god, y'all really take it, the Eddie stands, like, y'all have really taken over the internet, and I really do respect you from that. Chrissy Wake Up is on my Spotify playlist. I won't lie to you, it will be in my Spotify Wrapped. Like, it's so embarrassing for me, I know. But, like, but he's like, he does not do it for me, like he does for the rest of you girlies. I'm so glad that you have this new little emo man to absolutely thirst after. Not that vibe for me. Like, he's funny, I liked him a lot, but, like, we need to learn. It's time to learn that when they introduce a cute, lovable, funny little character, they're gonna kill him. Like, you guys can't be shocked. Like, y'all were absolutely flabbergasted on Twitter. Absolutely out of your minds. I can't believe the Duffers did. Why? How can you not believe this? This was set up from day one. This was set up from day one, from the first scene that he had with Chrissy, where it was like, oh my god, maybe he's a bit funny, maybe he's a bit of a sweet guy. Oh my god, he isn't sad, he's a bad home life. Guys, he was halfway in the grave. You cannot tell me you were surprised. And that being said, that was the stupidest death I have seen on the show so far. He was literally halfway to the fucking halfway out. And he was like, actually, let me have my main, he was like, actually, let me have my main character moment real quick. After he already had his main character moment, which was amazing, when he was playing the guitar in the Upside Down. Fabulous. I love that Dustin was just there. He was just kind of like, do something. We are in peril. Like, Mr. was like halfway out of it, and he's like, actually, never mind. I'm gonna go back and fight the bats. Like, that was the stupidest thing I've ever seen. And I know y'all are like, oh, well, it was because, like, the bats could have gotten, like, into the real world. I get that, right? But, like, that does not change how stupid the setup was of that, where he was like, actually, today I'm the hero. Like, oh my god. It's not him, right? It's just bad writing. It's bad writing, and I also don't like how Dustin, like, somehow, like, Dustin was the only one who gave a fuck, and his entire death could have been Steve. Okay, let me break this down for y'all. So, I get that they knew, I understand that they subconsciously knew that, right? By having the little thing at the beginning where Steve was, like, jealous of his new, like, older guy friend, whatever. But it's like they're literally the same character in Dustin's storyline. Like, it's like this older man-child guy who, like, you know, is funny, and he's like an older brother figure, and the fact that, like, that whole death scene could have been Steve, and Dustin's reactions and response and all the aftermath would have been identical is so frustrating to me, because it just further proves that, like, one, they didn't know what to do with Dustin at the end of the season, which is true, and two, they are too fucking scared to kill Steve, because he literally had the token, let me talk about my future and how I want to have kids chat, and then he just, like, disappeared for the rest of the episode because they were too afraid to kill him. Do it. I'm literally you won't. That's the thing. They won't. We will time and time again. They're gonna be like, ooh, the main characters are in peril. We're gonna kill them, guys. And then they're not. Because 11 is Jesus now. We'll get back to that. I'm tired of it. Like, I'm tired of there being no stakes whatsoever in the show, because I know that they're too fucking scared to kill any of these main characters. It's been 4 seasons, and we have not had a main character die. That is ridiculous. You couldn't even go through with Hopper. Like, Hopper did not need to be in this season. This entire Russia thing did not need to happen. And although there were parts of it I loved, and then I loved Joyce and Hopper and whatever, there was no goddamn reason to do that little red herring death thing, and then once again go through an entire season where none of these characters that we actually care about, obviously y'all get attached to people real fast, as we saw with Eddie, die. That's just dumb, because then that makes me think that it's like now season 5, like, we're just everyone's cool, like, everyone just has little invincibility vests on, and no matter what happens to them, they'll be fine. You cannot keep introducing all these new characters and then, like, only killing them. The ones that have been around for, like, 5 episodes. That's so dumb. I'm sorry. That is so stupid. And it makes me not be invested in your show, because then it's just like, I feel like, you know, they're all just fucking invincible. And then that creates no stakes. And I don't care about anything that's happening if there are no stakes. Okay? So that being said, Steve having his entire plotline revolve around Nancy was pathetic. I hated that's what they went for near the end. That all Nancy, that bridge burned so long ago. He, like, the amount of, like, the fact that I went back and I saw that in his, like, scene with Robin in the bathroom in season 3 where Robin comes out, he literally, like, straight up says that he's over Nancy and, like, not in love with her anymore. And then, like, now he's like, it's always been you. Like, bullshit. Y'all just don't know what to do with him. You don't know what to do with this character, and yet you won't kill him. Like, you want to grow Dustin's character, but instead of, like, actually doing, like, oh, Steve sacrifices himself for Dustin, we have the same emotional reaction in a little arc that he had after Eddie. Like, it's just, we're going in circles. Nothing has meaning. Nothing. We have too many characters, and too many of them just did nothing at the end of this season, and that is so frustrating. Nancy, too, like, you're really, like, not gonna tell Jonathan any, like, that is so embarrassing. The fact that we really have to go through another season of Jonathan and Nancy just not talking to each other. And, like, oh my god. Like, aren't y'all embarrassed? Writer's room? Like, aren't y'all embarrassed? Probably not, because you're swimming in your millions of dollars. But, like, I'd be embarrassed. What is this? What is this? I could have wrote this in 4th grade. Okay, anyway, thing I liked, Robin. Always. Okay, we got Amy Beth back, thank God, because, like, I was gonna be very upset if they just introduced her in that first episode and then she just, like, never showed up again. Miss Girl had a boyfriend, got a little drama there for a minute, that was fun, but then Amy Beth did confirm on TikTok that she is bisexual, so I assume that means Vicky is going to be in season 5. We're going to get more of that with Robin. I love that. I love them. I loved that scene at the end when they were at the shelter and, like, chatting, and I just think Amy Beth is wonderful, and I love her, and I loved how, like, awkward Vicky was, and I just thought they were so sweet together, and I want more of that, please. Don't just give us a token lesbian. Like, you don't. Stranger Things has a bit of a problem with queer baiting, and I know people get very upset when people say that, but, like, it is true. Like, there are different layers to queer baiting. It's not just like, oh, we're gonna make you think this character is gay and then he's straight. Like, it's not just that, right? So I'm worried that they're just kinda drop this somehow. Because they're, once again, little scaredy cats quaking in their boots and are too afraid to show the Republicans some lesbians. You know. Because it's all fun and games when it's an idea, but when it's in practice, then we have a problem, right? We've seen it with Will. I'm not saying he has to be with Mike. I do not want him to be with Mike. He shouldn't be with Mike, and I will, whatever. I'm beating a dead horse. But in theory and in practice are very different things. It becomes a bit tokeny when it's only in theory for a while, despite how explicit canon it is, because obviously Robin is canonically a lesbian. It's still, you know what I'm saying. Lucas, Mans really came through. I absolutely adore him and Max. I think they're so sweet. I loved their sweet little scenes that they had. I loved, like, sort of how, I love how involved he became in Max's storyline, like, towards the end of the season. Like, not even just in Volume 2, but, like, towards the end of Volume 1. I think that was a good little turnaround for him. I still would have liked for him to get his own storyline, because I think it's ridiculous that he is not allowed to get his own storyline. That little scene where they were, like, writing on the little notepads about, like, going to the movies. Adorable. Okay. Miss Maxine. We gotta talk about Miss Maxine. Jesus Christ. So, okay. First of all, I thought the girl was a goner when Mr. Jock Dude stepped on the fucking Walkman. But also, you didn't bring a backup. I understand that she has it's a tape, right? And you might not have another tape of running up that hill on you, but, like, fucking buy one. Like, y'all went to the gun store and bought all that shit somehow. I would assume because Steve and Robin have jobs, like, you use their money, but still, it seemed like a lot of very expensive stuff. Y'all got hats. You couldn't buy some backup tapes of running up that hill, maybe a portable radio, portable speaker, like boombox. Like, you really were relying on that one Walkman. And it basically didn't even matter, because Shiz was already up in the air, and, like, Lucas was too far away. Like, and that didn't really matter, but first of all, that was just very stupid to me. I'm like, y'all, you didn't, like, you were like, but what if the batteries died? What if the batteries died on her Walkman? She's been playing this shit nonstop for days. What if the tape got tangled? Like, then what? Like, then what were you gonna do? Then it wouldn't have been Jason's fault. Like, obviously, fuck that dude. Good riddance, got sliced in half. Fuck him. Weirdo. But, like, what were you gonna do, like, if he hadn't shown up? Like, the fucking batteries died. I don't know. I saw people saying they had theories that little Lucas was gonna have to sing it. I would have loved that, to be honest. I know it would have been a bit campy, but, like, never-ending story camp. But, like, Caleb is also a trained Broadway actor. Sing, king! And then also, that would have at least made more sense than the Jesus shit we had. Okay, so, I really thought, obviously, I thought Max was gonna be fine, because all the characters in this show are just invincible. But then she, like, lifted up in the air, and, like, her bones broke, and I was like, oh my fucking god. And then, like, her bones continue to snap, and then, like, her eyes, I was like, oh my god, she's fucking, like, oh my god, like, she's dead. Holy shit, she's dead. That was terrifying. When she, like, fell, and then she was like, oh my god, like, look at this, like, I can't see, I can't feel anything. I was screaming, crying, throwing up. And then she was like, when she was like, oh my god, like, I don't want to die. Dude, oh my god, like, who hurt you? Who fucking hurt you? Whoever wrote that little scene, that was brutal. That was so sad and so scary, and I was, like, losing my... that was a lot. That was so... Oh my god. That was fabulous, but very dark and very sad. And then, but, like, also... I say that, but then, like, also, I just think I, like, hate that she's still alive. And, like, in a coma. Like, everyone's like, oh, she's in a coma. She's gonna be fine. Like, they're gonna wake her up. Like, I think it would have been even better if she had just, like, still, like, been conscious, but then had been, like, blind and disabled. Like, I feel like they could have, like, that could have been, like, something they could have worked with, and that would have been, like, stakes, at least, because then it's, like, I feel like her being in a coma is not stakes, because with Eleven's Jesus powers, she's gonna probably wake up and be totally able, like, her bones are gonna be healed and she'll be able to see again, which I just think is, like, kind of a cop-out, because then it's like, we literally did this entire arc for, like, I don't know. It just seemed... So, let's talk about Miss 11. Okay, I was really loving what they were doing with her in Volume 1. Now, I need to know, what are the rules of Eleven's powers? I am so tired of the inconsistency of Eleven's powers, and this has been an ongoing thing throughout the entire show. I thought they would have, like, resolved this by now, but she is truly an ex machina, and it's driving me nuts. So, 1 minute, she can lift up a helicopter and explode it, and, you know, whatever, but then she can't get out of Vecna's tentacles, right? Then she's crying, screaming, Mike, can't get out, like, just, like, you, okay, for plot, right? But then she can bring Max back to life. I'm sorry. Since when does she have healing powers? Since when does she have healing powers? Since when can she bring people back to life? Since when is she fucking Jesus? Like, and people are gonna be like, oh, well, because she, like, got the powers back into the new experiments. Explain that to me, then. Like, show that to me. Don't just, all of a sudden, for plot convenience, 11 uses the power of friendship to put Max into a coma, start up her heart rate again. That is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. And that honestly, like, ruined the entire couple episodes for me. Because I was like, I just feel like there is no limit on what 11 can do, and no reason for that. Like, everyone's like, oh, she's so powerful. Why? Why is she so powerful? Why is she more powerful than the other numbers? Okay, like, there comes a point where, like, we need to start giving some answers. And, like, we were doing it a bit in Volume 1. Like, I feel like we were really getting some background for her. And then I just feel like they completely backtracked on everything by, once again, just making her Jesus with, like, who can just, an ex machina, who can just come through. Don't worry, guys, 11 is here. None of these other characters are needed, because 11 can do anything. I'm tired of it. If I have to see Millie Bobby Brown scream and cry, and wave her little hand for a whole other season, I'm gonna lose my goddamn mind. I can't do this anymore. Why? Then we've also got Vecna. I feel like his like SFX makeup looked better in this second part, so like maybe they had a bit more time to do post-production on it than with Volume 1. He still looks dumb. And also, like, I'm glad we got like a bit of backstory of, like, how he sort of found the Upside Down, like, the Demogorgons were already there. That's good to know. I also want to know where this universe came from, and if it's Justin Hawkins, because that's really weird, and I feel like if it's Justin Hawkins, then, like, that is something that needs to be explained in, like, a Gravity Falls sense. I was comparing this a lot to Gravity Falls in the last episode, because I think Gravity Falls, the children's show on Disney Channel, does a much better job of doing what they're trying to do. So, like, in the 3-part finale of Gravity Falls, it's called Weird Mageddon, and the big, interdimensional creature, causes an apocalypse in Gravity Falls. But because Gravity Falls is, like, a contained, interdimensional, supernatural area, because of all these reasons that they explain thoroughly throughout this children's cartoon, this apocalypse is contained in Gravity Falls. Like, there is literally, like, a cartoony pink bubble around the town where all this madness is happening. And if you leave the town, then, like, the earth is chill. I need to know if that's what's happening in Hawkins. And if so, fucking leave. Get out. Just, like, literally just move. Like, it's the Gotham City question. Whereas, like, why don't the people in Gotham City just move? The answer is, for plot. But, like, you're not Batman, Stranger Things. Like, you gotta have something more of an answer than for plot. Okay? Like, especially with that big setup we did at the end of the episode, I assume that is something that's gonna be sort of universally apocalyptic and is going to affect the entire world. But I also feel silly even assuming that the Stranger Things creators can actually, like, handle a range that wide, which sounds so critical, but, like, do you disagree? Anyway, I liked the little establishment of the Mind Flayer that we got, that it looks like that because of his spiders. I think that's really fun. Also with, like, that the Mind Flayer was, like, in the Demogorgons. That was weird. I wish the Demogorgons had looked different. Like, I wish they had made them, like, black with, like, some, like, red detailing. Like, make more toys. Like, I don't understand. Like, the whole reason that the show is still on is because of merchandising. Like, that is the reason why Netflix keeps renewing it, because she's bringing in numbers, and she's bringing in money. And most of that money is in merchandising. Why would y'all not take an opportunity to make more toys? You can make all the Demogorgon merch you have right now, you can make that again. But if it had a different paint job, right? Like, it's like the Star Wars droid thing. It's like you give them a little makeover and suddenly you have new toys. That was weird to me. It was just very like, oh shit, we need Hopper and Joyce to somehow be involved with the main Hawkins mystery. So, like, let's link the Mind Flayer so that if they beat these Demogorgons, then that helps the Upside Down. The strings were very loose in this half of the season. There was not, like, the storytelling was very thin. Nothing made a lot of sense. I had a billion questions while watching, and I feel like I have a billion more after finishing. Okay, what was with that 2-day time jump? What the fuck was that? That completely ruined the momentum of everything. I have even more questions about, like, what is going on. I just feel like none of these people talk to each other. Like, do they know about Billy? Like, what was the deal with Max? Where are all their parents? Where are all their fucking parents? Like, does Dustin know they saw Susie? Does, like, Hopper's just here now? Do the rest of them know that Hopper's alive? They didn't seem very surprised to see that Hopper was alive. It was just like, oh my god, it's so great to see you. Which is, like, weird, because, like, Joyce didn't tell them she was going to Russia. The fact that they were just, like, so... Oh, she was in Russia. No, of course they're gonna... Silly Joyce. Like, I just don't understand how they're, like, so quick to go from, like, screaming, crying in peril to just being like, everything's cool now, guys. Everything's great. But then we got the big moment of Will and his little neck thing. You know, when the camera turns to Will's little neck, we're gonna have some good plot. So I'm hoping, with season 5 apparently being more Will-centric, we haven't had a good season of Stranger Things since it was Will-centric, that things are gonna be good. This has just been absolutely embarrassing. Just seeing Will, just like a cardboard cutout in his own damn show. In his own damn show. This is Will Byers' world, and we are all living in it. This show would not exist without Will Byers. None of this would be happening None of this would be happening without Eleven. This is all Eleven's fault, straight up. But, like, we would not be here without Will. We would not have the successes we have now without the trauma that Will went through, and none of his friends give a fuck. Nobody does. Nobody does. Will's mother went to Russia and left him unattended after everything that has happened. And it just... Y'all really will just do... Oh my god, I'm exhausted. Okay, this was very ranty, and I'm very sorry, but I was just so frustrated coming out of this because I was like, what, you know, like, I was not having a good time, and then I thought Max died, and that they, you know, Vecna actually won, and, like, you know, like, Apocalypse, and I was like, that's fucking sick, like, that's ballsy, wow, and then they just, like, backtracked on all that, they're like, no, we're good, oh, there's an earthquake. Like 2 whole days passed. Like, what the fuck happened with all the molten lava that, like, split the church in half? What the fuck? Where are the citizens of Hawkins? Where are they? Were they not come on. Oh my god. Anyway, I'm gonna stop talking before I just start repeating myself, but, if you liked Volume 2, that's really dope for you. I'm really glad you enjoyed it. I played myself, truly, because I knew what I was getting into going into Volume 1. I knew the capabilities that the show had to disappoint me eternally, and yet I still gave them the benefit of the doubt, because they were starting to impress me. I'm exhausted. I was exhausted watching it. I'm exhausted talking about it. So, that's that. That's it for me. Let me know what you thought, and I would love to see, like, all your little theories, all your little takes, your little reviews. Like, let me know how you're feeling about Stranger Things 4. How are we feeling about Stranger Things 5? I'm not gonna lie and say I won't watch it, because I absolutely will. I am invested in seeing what they do from here, because what is going on? Comment, like, and subscribe, press the notification bell, because I do not have an uploading schedule. I'm going to be doing a video on Umbrella Academy Season 3, so get excited for that. A couple people asked me if I was going to, and I was like, why not? I have thoughts about her, too. So yeah, links in the description for all my important stuff, and I will see you next time. This has been a really great dinner. Thanks for coming over.